Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to play Duelosaur Island. We have the game a little bit set up here, but I'll walk you through setup and then show you how the game works. So everyone's going to get their player board here. Each player will. This is Moss Monstrosities Inc. You know, that's me. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cubes and you're going to put one on the 0 space on all 6 of these tracks. You don't start with any DNA in this game. You got to work your way up. You also take one and put it on the 1 threat and 1 security. And then you're going to take your other 2, place them on the main board over here on the 1 on excitement and 5 on the visitor track. You also start with 3 cards. Each card has a dinosaur recipe and an attraction that you can build into your park. The dinosaurs, to build, you have to pay their DNA cost, and you will immediately get their excitement on the excitement track. You get victory points at the end of the game. You'll get visitors on the visitor track, and then you'll also increase your threat by 1. Now we're going to start with one of these already built in our park, and you sort of get to choose. So I'm just going to put this one here, which is why we have a threat of 1. But don't worry, our security is already at 1. We're not going to lose anybody. So there's that one. We also get to build one of these as an attraction, and how that works is there's 3 different kinds. I'll bring this one back so I can tell you. The food attractions, every attraction has a cost here and then symbols here, and these sort of work as how you build your engine in the game. So if I have one of these in my a food attraction in my park, I will gain an additional coin at the beginning of every round. So that sort of increases your coin income. The merchandise attractions will increase your card income, and these are your park cards. It's how you're going to be able to build more things. So there's a market of park cards, which all have dinosaurs and attractions on them, and you get to take them at the start of every round. And then the ride attractions will allow a player to get a bonus based on where this PR cube here is. So if you build that right away, you'll get 2 basic DNA of your choice. It's real good, because that's exactly how much it costs to take one of these. So like I said, I'm going to build this one as my dinosaur, the Mosasaurus here. And then, you know what, coins are great. So I'm just going to stab this underneath my board here. So when you build an attraction, you'll tuck it into the underside, bottom side of your board. And when you build a dinosaur, you'll tuck it into the top side of your board. So only that side is showing. Alright, so then this card becomes the first card in my hand. I can build it whenever I want. So I'll just put it face down. My opponent has their setup going, so I'll walk you through how a game works. So, first up is income. Income is right here. So first up, the first player will draw cards equal to 1. They get 1 plus 1 for every merchandise attraction in their park. So I don't have any, so I would just get 1 card. Let's see what we want. They have different costs, and then some of them even have more symbols. So this one will give you a visitor at the end of the game, and this one is worth 2 merchandise symbols. So that will give you 2 extra cards. You do it. Let's take the Megalosaurus here. He's pretty giant. You add it to your hand, and you refill. So then we gain coins. So you get a base of 3 coins plus 1 for every food attraction in your park. So I'll get a base of 4 coins. Now you also get 2 coins for every one of these symbols that you're on or past on the excitement track. So the more exciting your park is, the more income you gain. But we start off at 1, so I'll just gain 4 coins. Just go put them on my board here. That's how I'm going to build stuff. After we both get income, then we'll go to the drafting. So the first player will look at 3 specialists. So sort of lay these out here. Each specialist has a name, an ability, a discard ability, and a threat level. So you're going to end up drafting 3 things a piece, and there's going to be a total of 7 things in the draft area. So whatever you don't draft will add to your threat for the round. So if no one takes a security guard, he's going to go work for one of your opponents, tell him all your secrets, adds 2 threat to your park. But what the first player does is they look at these, and they'll choose 2 to put out and discard the 3rd one. So we don't need this HR manager. Get out of here. Blech. We want the Chaos Theorist and the Security Guard. And then the first player will draw 5 dice out of this fancy dice bag. That's only 4. So after they draw the 5 dice, they'll roll them, which I've kind of done. I just can't get a 5th die out of here. Roll. And then out of those 5 dice, they will choose and place them on the draft board here. They will place them up here on the top. And wherever they place them is the bonus that the player that drafts them will receive. But a thing to note is, if I'm the first player, I will be placing this and setting up the draft area. My opponent will be the first one who gets to draft. So I'm going to split these up, and then they're going to choose first. So I kind of want to not give anyone this red advanced DNA. So I'm going to put that over here in the spot that doesn't have a bonus. So if they want to take it, they don't get a bonus for it. And then, you know what, let's put this here with the card. We'll put this one, just get a basic. Get that one times 2, and then this one you get 2 and a coin. So this is a typical draft setup here. So then the second player would start off by gaining something. When you gain it, you'll move it down to the bottom. You'll get the bonus and the amount of DNA shown. So they'll get a basic DNA of their choice, and also they'll get to draw a card from up here. Anytime you draw a card, you can take one from here or off the top of the deck. And then we're going to go back and forth, drafting things until there is only one thing left. Whatever that one thing is will be moved and be our temporary threat for the round. So since neither of us wanted the security guard, he's going to be the temporary threat. He's going to add 2 threat to our parks this round. The other thing you can do with Specialist, if you don't want to draft them, is you can discard them for a one-time ability. So this, if I discarded it instead of drafting it, I would just draw 1 card immediately. So then after that, we'll go to phase 3, which is the build phase. In the build phase, you can build the dinosaurs and attractions from your hand by paying the cost. So let's say I had, let's say I had enough to make this giant guy. Let's say I got really lucky here. I had all of this DNA, all this great DNA. So I'm going to spend 1 light blue, 1 pink, or 1 purple, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 orange. And then I'm going to tuck this in here. I have just built the Megalosaurus. It's going to add 3 excitement to my park, so I'll go up 1, 2, 3. Now at the start of the next round, I will gain more income because I passed that threshold. It's also going to add 3 threat to my park, which isn't good. 1, 2, 3. Not great. So how do I deal with that? Well, I have to build security. So how I build security is I pay coins equal to the level I want to go to. So if we want to go to level 2, it'll cost me 1, because that's what this says here. To go to level 3, I have to pay 2 more coins. And I'd have to pay an additional 2 coins to go up to level 4, but I only have 1, so some people might get eaten. The other thing I could do is I could build attractions into my park. So let's say that I had some extra coinage sitting here. I could pay 3 coins to build this Photoshop into my park. So then I now I'm doing this. At the end of the game, you will get 4 visitors for each set of the 3 different attraction types that you have in your park. So if you have a food attraction, a merchandise attraction, and a ride attraction, that was 4 points for every set of those that you have. So let's say this is my round. I'm done. Next, after the build phase, you go to the visitors phase, where you check threat versus security. Now I'm already at +1, but let's say I made it even here. But then you have to take into consideration the extra threat of +2, so it's really at like I'm +6. So I'm 2. There's a difference of 2. So for every 1 that your threat is above your security, you will lose 2 victory points. So unfortunately, I'm up 2, so I will lose 4 victory points, go down to 1. But then I'll gain victory points based on where I'm at in excitement, so it's 4. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, back to where I started. Doing great. Build large carnivores. It's definitely worth it. The last part is the PR track here. So whoever's farther behind in excitement, in this case purple, will get the first choice because their PR team has to work harder to get more people into their park. So how this works is that first player can choose anything to the left of this cube here. So you can either get a basic DNA and a card, or just a basic DNA. Whatever they choose, the other player gets anything to the left of what they chose. So if they took the basic and a card, I would then get just a basic. If they took just a basic, then I would get nothing. After that, it moves up 1, so the rewards get better as you go throughout the game, and you play until someone has reached a number of visitors based on the length of game that you want. So if you want to play a short game, you go to 25 visitors. Medium game is 35 visitors. Long game is 45 visitors. After that, you'll add up all of the victory points, all the visitors on your dinosaurs. So in this case, I would have 7, plus any sets that you have, or any ones that give you extra visitors. So I have 0. And then you add that to your visitor count, and then whoever has the most visitors wins. And that's how you play Duelosaur Island.